Hello, everyone. Hello, Lilly. Good evening, or maybe good afternoon, or maybe even good morning.
And
Depends
good
where,
night.
or good night. Wherever in the planet you are so welcome to join us today in this hour together with the beautiful Lilly. But I think she's in Mexico. I am in Tuscany. Isn't it amazing what technology can do today? Here we are for an hour having some unknown conversation. From the unknown, there is everything that is the most wonderful. I mean, that's the first thing we have to embrace at this point of our game, the mystery, and allow the mystery to guide us, because in the mystery, there is the new dream that we are so much looking for and going for right now.
Oh, absolutely. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Marco. It's a pleasure to be here again with you. And you know, I call it my cosmic team. And from every part from the universe and the multiverse. And there is, from some time, it's like about 2 years, they keep repeating the same sentence. And which is for me what you just say about the mystery. And they say, surrender to the unknown, because
Yeah,
it's only there where the truly new can be born. And it has exactly that part of the mystery, you know. Um, I have we I feel the society or human beings for a long time we have been having this idea that we need to know exactly what's happening. Uh, this where are you going to be in 5 years? Where are you going to be in 10 years? It's like, but nobody asks where are you now? It's like, how are you enjoying the now? And as we
yeah,
said last time, envision, but surrender so the magic of life can happen.
absolutely. Yes. And when we embrace the mystery, we are just basically asking life to co-create with us,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know? And that's
Yes.
when life gets really juicy and
Yeah,
exciting, right? When
absolutely.
we just go for it moment by moment without needing to control anything, just holding the intent in our pure heart, and just allow the imagination and life itself to show us the way. It's
Yeah.
really and it takes courage for many of us that have been indoctrinated since they were little boys or little girls, to give up their imagination, their connection with the here and now, and embrace all these structures in order to stay in line and follow the curriculum. And so most of us right now have to do some inner work in order to liberate themselves from all these ideas and beliefs and codes that we endorse at so many levels, subconsciously, consciously, and it's everywhere in our system. And right now, it's just the time to let them go so that we can go back to play with life and to be like that little child that is just navigating in wonder and appreciation and excitement.
Yes. Yes. I can say that my way of exactly doing what you're saying, and remembering to surrender, remembering the more of surrender. um, the people want to know, well, what are the exactly steps you've done, and for me is the surrendering, and exactly what you said. I feel I have been remembering through the like a 5-year-old girl,
Yeah,
because I'm excited about it. And it's not about someone telling me. It's like, okay, you telling me this? Let me try it out, And I go and try it out, and maybe I like it, maybe I don't like it. It doesn't matter. But the fun of taking something to experience, to, oh, what does it smell? How does it feel? how about daring of this? Ooh, that didn't feel right. And you go back. And sometimes it's, ouch, I hurt myself. you know? It's like, okay, that's not the way. But the other time is exactly, oh, wow. This is, that's so much wonder into the path. So, because sometimes is this idea of work has to be harsh, and we have to go through it. It takes courage, as you say, because sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable. But if we go in through that child within us, with this wonder, with fun, then it's different. It's different because it's kind of more relaxed, without any judgment.
Yeah, and we can see if we take a really deep look at what's happening right now in the planet, and we look from a holistic way, not from linear thinking, from holistic way, we see how everything that is happening right now is acting as a catalyst for this mass awakening and for this letting go at the structure in order to embrace the mystery, And it's really beautiful to see how this pandemic, whatever you want to call it, has facilitated a space so that people, for the first time, maybe in hundreds of years, have been able to listen to the voice of the soul. Because before they didn't have space for that. They were all running in like a mouse in the wheel, running. And so we can see how all these, which could look very dramatic, and in many ways it can feel that way. But in the other hand, you can see how all this is pushing out all that doesn't belong, so that we can go in the right direction for those that choose so, because not everybody will make the choice, of course.
Yeah. It's an opportunity that it's there, right?
Yeah.
And for me it has given us the opportunity to create chaos and create entropy. And whenever something new in the universe is being born, before it comes out, there is entropy, which means equal chaos. So right now we have the opportunity. We have that chaos. So it's up to us, as you said it. We have this beautiful free will and the choice to say, either I take the chaos and I don't use it, and I come out chaotic, or I take that chaos to release what doesn't need anymore, and I come out as something new. And I think that's a beautiful potential that it's there for everybody. And it's up to each of us to say, yes, I wanted the new, For me is take that opportunity to say, okay, the chaos is there. I want to take it. I want to renew myself. Let's create something new. Let's go to Lilly 05 or 07 or, and everybody has the opportunity. And if we do it in a collective way, then we have opportunity to create a new world and a new humanity together.
Absolutely. And I think that one of the biggest challenge I noticed for those that already made a choice to go towards the new dream, the new earth, and embrace the mystery of life is one of the biggest challenges is to allow those that choose a different direction to just be, and in a way it is challenging, because among those people there are our loved ones, our family and friends, and so we feel worry about those that make a choice towards to continue the game into the old world, which is made of survival, scarcity, corruption, control, fear, big pharma and all the stuff, Uh,
It's a big
I'm
list.
And so for that percentage, it's a small percentage, but it's a percentage that's growing right now. Or those that choose the new world, which is actually unity, love, communities, cooperation, new education, holistic health, major change in quindi, and so it takes bravery in many ways because we have to follow our heart and we have to again embrace the unknown. For those people who make this choice and see their loved ones going the other way, is challenging, and that challenge again is a catalyst for us to embrace a different kind of love, a love that is celebrate the free will and allows people to do whatever they need to do.
Yes. For me, the part of the whole journey is to allow to love it all. Because it's not even to learn it, because we already know we are love. We are, it's all of that. We are that vibration, but somehow we forgot about it. And that love, when it vibrates, is loving it all. The more you become love, is about no matter what's happened, love it at all. And without forgetting that love is so powerful. So if you try to convince someone through just that does not see what we see, this is what I feel. It's like, it's impossible to convince them through facts. You can always bathe them in love. And maybe through that feeling, they might or might not. But no matter what decision they made, you bathe them in love. And this is what is going to change the frequency in the world. You becoming love. And that is challenging, definitely. It's easy to say than be it.
Yes, and you know what? Talking about challenges, we have this idea of death that it creates is as the foundation of all fears. I mean, fundamentally, humans are afraid of two things: are afraid to live and they're afraid to die. But right now, I'm just addressing the idea of death because death is an illusion. However, because we are temporarily in the last hundreds or maybe thousands of years, we have been disconnected from the connection with life beyond the world as we know it. Because our natural state, once our antenna are active, we immediately realize how false is this idea of death, because with our DNA activated, with our pineal gland activated, we can immediately have access to the whole universe. And so this idea of death will fade out very rapidly. Because we can see, even if someone leaves this avatar and continues journey somewhere else, with our button all on, we will be able to continue our conversation, maybe even better than before. So until that happen, until this reveal itself to humanity, we still have this idea that we die and then that's it. There's nothing else, or we lost our good ones that are dead, and so that makes it really, really difficult for us to navigate through these times.
And it's funny because of the fear of death, then we don't leave. That's that's the irony of it, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
And instead of saying whatever the belief of death, for me it's there is none. As you say, for me it's transition and whenever the time then is the time, right? So the soul continues the journey, but it starts. I'm being realizing more and more. It starts by you say that and you say life, and every single moment we had options where we can say yes or no. Yes to love, no to love, yes to love, no to hate. Yes and no. So we can renew ourselves. So maybe the concept of this transition, if we start having these little deads renewal every single time by releasing something that does not feel right with us, that does not give us strength but are weak in us. Every time something weaks, then I said no. So let me start again. Having this cycle of renewal to yourself, just little things. Yes, no. Yes, no. But I was talking yesterday, I have the feeling that we lost also the power of these two amazing words of yes and no. And now we don't dare to say yes or no. We say maybe, perhaps, in a longer time. But, we have so many excuses not to say yes and no. And if we come back to relearn, to be to as loving being, saying yes and no, being authentic and coherent with what we feel, I believe we start having this excitement, and then we can see that every time we can release and rebirth. We release, we die, and we are rebirth every single day. It's there. Then we forget about that concept at some point. We just renewing ourselves all the time.
Yeah. And of course, now it comes to the conversation, the idea of discernment. Because when we say yes and no, we have also to discern what and who we are saying yes and no to. Is our ego mind or it's our soul? It's the real true essence of ourselves that is requiring a yes and no answer, or is the ego fear-based artificial intelligence that is asking us, is distracting us in order to continue, to get still nutrition from us, So, and discernment, it's really a powerful tool that we need to master right now. Also because right now we are working in really in a very tight edge. It's a little bit left, a little bit right, and we are out. So it really requires great mastery to develop the ability to discern through not through judgment, but through resonance and dissonance. So we maintain neutrality in our choice, so we don't get negatively charged towards a no and super excited about a yes. We just love both the yes and the no.
Exactly.
But through the resonance that we feel or the dissonance, we choose one or the other.
Absolutely. I'm with you because, well, sometimes I ask people and I always tell them, obviously, if I'm asking, I do have an expectation. I cannot say I don't have a yes, but if it's a no, I will honor it too. I'm asking, not just for yes. I'm asking is because I feel I have to ask. And then you have the choice to say yes or no, and nothing is going to happen. So I think it starts also by daring sometimes. I feel like we don't give yes and no, but we all also not ask for things because we want to think they're going to say yes or no. And then we make so many stories about why they could answer yes and why they could answer no, that then we say, okay, I better don't ask.
Yeah.
And there's no moving. There's no discernment because there's nothing even to discern. And if we want to create something new, there are going to be new propositions. We have to create new propositions. We have to ask for new propositions. And so we can then discern, is that a yes for me or it's a no for me?
Yes, I
Yes,
totally
you say
agree.
yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, although I recognize there is some power and sometimes in the no, there's a great power in that too,
Yes.
because that's also part of the of our discernment. Um, what I feel is that the discernment needs to be also, it has to be how can I say, supported by the unconditional love. It's very important that that element is part of our ability to discern, so that we, and also when I notice that the more we are connected to our joy, our imagination, our creativity, the asking is more internal than towards the outside, because the outside is just a mirror, and we are getting out to a vibration where we don't depend anymore on what the mirror looks to us, meaning we don't judge ourselves, and we don't need validations, we don't need to feel empowered by what other people think and all that. And so our asking is really very simple, is if I choose to do this right now, in what way am I supportive to life? In what way I'm supporting my personal evolution, and in what way I'm supporting everything that exists, which is still me. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so with that recognition that everything is us, what is left there is really the desire to support by choosing situations and actions and thoughts and feelings that are nurturing and supporting life in everything.
Yes, I agree. I agree. We have here someone.
Okay, I see that.
It says, let me put it here. It says, Michele, could it be that from that ego you there's an alarm, that I don't feel good, so that we don't always notice if it's going to be incoherent or coherent, and that sensation. So it's how do we, what I feel is like, how do we start feeling that incoherence, or how do we start this discernment?
Okay, that's a lovely question. I don't know if what I'm going to say it really address this question 100%, but when I heard the question, that came to me, so I'm going to share it. And
That's being coherent.
and
Yes.
so what the idea of fear, which can be addressed in so many ways. But from the way how I feel, most of the time, I see fear as actually a friend, as actually a gift, because it acts a little bit like pain for the body. So if we wouldn't feel any pain and we have a problem in the body, of course, after a while we are going to collapse, because we are not aware that something is wrong with our physical condition, and so we don't do anything about, and because we don't feel any pain, so we continue our life, and then eventually our system collapses. The same thing is about fear. Fear is basically telling us, look, there is something, like pain is telling us there is something in your, let's say, your arm, that you need to look at it, because otherwise we are in trouble, right? Your arm needs attention right now. The same thing is fear. Fear is basically a friend that is telling you, look, the way how you feel about this, the way how you think about this is not in alignment with your true essence. And so you need to sort it out, whatever it is, whatever belief or idea that you adopted that is not in alignment with your true self. And so fear in this way help us to identify the work that we need to do. So when we see fear, that's most of the time my approach. When I feel fear in my personal life, I see it. Oh, okay, exciting! I got an opportunity to bring to surface something that I wasn't aware of, and now when I can work on it, then my reality all of a sudden stretches to new potentialities, right?
Absolutely.
So that's how I see fear, and in a way that blend with the idea of discernment, because when you see fear in this way, it doesn't makes your ability to discern foggy. Actually enhance your ability to discern, because you take in consideration fear as a friend rather than something to avoid or to escape from.
Yes. I have very similar experience. It's fear and challenges is when a big one comes, a big fear, a big challenge come into my life. I say, "Oh, what is behind?" If I take the opportunity, like you say, I take my friend fear on this hand and my friend challenge on this time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go through it because I know when I harmonize it, what needs to be harmonized from here, from this opportunity, there is a bigger perception of life. Suddenly, it's an expansion of consciousness. The state of consciousness goes bigger, so it's always there. But there are things, and for me, that's why it's so important, the body start to recognize when this fear is a friend, because you still have the animal fear of, I don't know, you're going to go through the street and there are 1,000 cars to come. I mean, that's a good fear, right? It's like, don't do it. Don't do it. But it still helps you to discern, not to go and so on. But for me, it starts by recognizing in your body how does it vibrate. There are so many layers of the emotions, of our thoughts, and the body, it's so intelligent. So intelligent. So for me, it's the whole perspective of discernment also started by realizing how my body is in tune with me, allowing it to be in tune with me. And as you say, well, there's a little pain here, or how does joy feel in my body? How does discernment, but how does anger? How does, like, the different qualities of emotions as vibration, without any judgment or without any label on it. How does it feel? How does it make you feel? Where does it feel? Is it vibrating here? It's here. It's here. And the body start to notice. So you start realizing where it's coming from the outside, where it's coming from the inside, where it's really an alarming thing, because it's like more like, okay, it's a threat to go through the street when there are 1,000 cars running at 100 kilometers per hour. But the body tells you so much. And start by what you're saying about loving the self, and part of it's loving the body, nourish the body. So the body is so intelligent that helps you. It gives you so much signals for that loving discernment, to allow also your soul to express and discern more and more in
Absolutely.
the body. It's a gift, the body.
Yes. And of course, yes, fear, when I address fear, I'm addressing right now the fear that is really, really coming up from the whole planet, and it's the fear that is related to psychological, emotional situation, more than the fear related to the survival or careful, because if you go closer to the cliff, you might fall. That's okay. That's fear. That's one fear. The fear that we are, I guess, most of us right now are really experiencing. It's a fear that it's all mind created. It's
Mm-hmm.
mostly an ego, okay, that has this narrative, ongoing narrative, because the ego is a storyteller that constantly give us all these stories about what was the past and what could be the future. Um, and so that fear, again, can be considered a friend because it's an opportunity for us to remove these beliefs. And how are we going to deal with that? How we are going when I feel anger, or I feel sadness, or I feel desperate, or I feel panic, or I feel abandoned, whatever those emotion, deep emotion feelings that right now are really coming to surface more than ever before. How we are going to deal with that? How we are going to process that in the most efficient and healthy way? Uh, well, I'm going to share my, and then you share yours, Lily.
Yes, perfect, perfect.
So, in my personal way, is when I am why the when the ego, in his astute and very well crafted way to convince me that something is really horrible, that I feel this anger, I feel this intense emotion. That's where the first thing that I connect to is, okay. Obviously, this is not me. This is just energy that is stuck in within my system, and right now it's wonderful because it's getting ready to purge. It's getting ready to get out, and it might be a fear that I collected in my past. It might be another lifetime fear. It might be something that I believed when I was in my childhood or adolescent time, or maybe even just now in the present, that is recalling something that usually there's different layers of situation. And so usually what I do, I just allow it. I don't repress it. I don't judge it. I just allow it to come to surface and allow it to even express itself. Making sure that I don't identify myself with it. I don't get lost in it, because if I get lost in it, I give to it nutrition. The trick is to stay neutral and allow the energy to come out, and because the energy is going to look for nutrition in order to keep existing, needs to be fed by your response, by your emotional response. And so I usually allow these waves, because it comes in waves and waves of purge, until eventually, little by little, start to shrink and shrink and shrink. And the fastest way to the best way to speed up this process is through love and appreciation. So thank you. I love you. I appreciate you, because you are holding the energy of something that helped me to get where I am right now. And you gave me so many experiences. I learned so much from it. And now I don't validate anymore you. I let you be free to transmute yourself into light, to go back to light. Your role is completed. I love you. I appreciate you. And I put you into the field. And usually this process make this wonderful experience, because in a way it is wonderful, because it's such a beautiful release. And sometimes you might have to do it more than one time, maybe for a week, for months, sometimes also for longer time. But every time you do not get lost into it, you will notice that this fear become less and less empowering, less and less effective, until you get to the point that you just smile about it. What was that about? It was completely irrational. So that's
Absolutely.
one way to deal with the tremendous amount of fear that humanity right now is addressing.
I absolutely agree. And my perspective is absolutely, I would say very, very, very similar, the same, but then I add something, which is when I add the tools that I have, like which is the light language.
Oh yeah.
But the first thing is as you said, not repress it the same way, in a loving way. And I like to move from thinking what could it be or analyze it. It's not even to analyze it. It's to allow the frequency that's coming up, like you said, from the love. So I allowed the frequency to come out. And one way I notice it helps us to bring it out and transmute it is through creative process. So it's there. Is the let's see, the anger or the fear is there. So I recommend people is how do you want to express it? So it comes out, it transmutes. So in my case, it's a lot with movement. So I start moving. And so I let it to go through me till it goes out. Then there's, I've done also with drawing. So it's, let's draw it. And don't judge what comes out. Because it could be very, very beautiful. It could be very, very destructive. But don't judge it. Just allow it to come out. It's vibration in the movement, vibration here. Do music, whatever it's creative. Do a poem. And don't get attached to it. Write a letter. If it's anger to whatever, write a letter. But then let it out. Then burn it. It's not to analyze absolutely anything. It's something that comes out, like you say, it's a gift. If it's coming out, let it out. Don't push it down. It's like, yes, it's coming out, right? And the sensation can be too, and it's energy. That's why you feel it when you. What happens when you're fearful? It's here because the energy is so strong. You start. What happens? The same thing when you're mad, right? Even when you are also very happy, it's energy. So for me, is to see it, take it the lens you have about judging or where it comes from. Or fear is good, fear is bad, and take it off and just put something. Allow you to see the vibration, so you know, and say, oh, this is an unbalanced vibration here. This is not. That doesn't belong to me. That does, or to harmonize it. So for me, the expression in a creative way, that's the first thing. Adding to what you already said, that has to come from love and without judgment. And then I noticed, because I was observing the energies, I say, how thus, in this example with fear, how does trust vibrate? Let me compare the vibration. And how does it feel? And let me take this lens that I was saying, right? These glasses of judgment. One is like, even put it away. I don't know which one is which one, Yeah. And I say, if I just see the pure vibration, they are so similar. It's a tiny difference. They're so similar. And I say, why do I keep them apart? So what I start doing is, whenever there is the vibration of fear, bring the vibration of trust. And that creates a lot of balance. But I say I'm missing something. So I create something that it's a trilarity of emotions. So in this case, the consciousness is, I'm going to bring a vibration of surrender into it. So suddenly I have this cocktail myself doing creatively, allowing to transmute this. And you say there's, like we were saying, step by step. So each of the steps, it's coming back. So let me take again this shake of vibration and allow it to go through my body. In my case, a lot with movement, drawing, however the expression, and it start to go and have a lot of fun with it. So whenever, for example, I see the fear, I say, I see you. I go like, say, I see you. But guess what? I'm not going to react to you. If you come near and you want to be transformed, get here, because I have this shake here that it's going to go and we're going to transmute everything. And the more with fun, the easier it goes. And suddenly that reaction that your body had for situation, it starts to disappear. It's, you're not, the body does anymore. It's like, and then for those cocktails, I start having sound. So their group, like I said, that's one, or there is joy, sadness, and grounding was very good as a milkshake, as a cosmic shake. And pity, compassion, and wisdom was very good. And there is one sound for each of those cocktails in language of consciousness. So it became a little bit like the fear is coming, nea, nea. Ooh, this is good, you know? And so the others, but all of this with the same principles that you share.
Beautiful. I guess even fear is an opportunity to express our creativity, our uniqueness, our, it's an opportunity for being an artist too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in the past I created beautiful songs that were sad, were very emotional, and it was beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, another way is what I notice, particularly when is a fear or a contraction that comes from a conflict with someone. I noticed that it's a lot of fun to, let's say that someone trigger you, or you feel hurt, or you feel offended, or you feel whatever, those intensity feeling we get, particularly from our partners or from our family, mother, father. Usually they are very good to put the finger in the, where because that is their role.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's good to just pick up maybe a tape recorder or write it down and just throw everything out there. What the hell are you doing? You do this with me, and just allow the ego to express fully and say all those horrible stuff. Of course, you don't tell them. You just put it there, out. Yes. And then once you are done, you already feel, wow, that felt good. Okay, now let me repeat the process. And you notice that every time you repeat it, you get softer and softer and softer, right?
Yes.
Because it was just energy that needed to get out, right? Yes. And then you get to the point where there is not any more emotion left, no more reaction. And that's the letter or the conversation that you want to deliver to those that trigger you. Because that's the end of the process that these people facilitated in you.
Yes.
And so it's really beautiful.
It is beautiful. And suddenly you change the game. There's no more game. If you notice, it's the more I harmonize. First of all, like with partners, it's like, when, like what you would say, like, and say, I'll be back. I'm thinking, and that's already you changing the game. I'm not going to engage in this because I don't feel ready. And I say that way. I don't think right now I'm going to engage in this. I'll be back. I'm going to harmonize and I'll be back. So that already is like, what happened here? It might cause more anger on the other person. I don't know. But, and then I go and I say, and I do it exactly like you said with the recording. I do the movements. And I do what I just said. And it's like, it's harmonizing. There's an opportunity. It came up. He already, the person that already allowed this to me, give me this gift. And this is coming out of me. So let me use it. So I go and I harmonize. And as you said, then I come back. It could be that the conversation from the other side is still with the same energy, but you are not reacting anymore. And suddenly, there's no back and forth. The other person is like, oh my God, what do I do now? Because she's not reacting as she's been doing it for all her life. It's no more reacting. So they do reflect on either I move and I start play my role with someone else,
Yeah.
or I change my own one. Because there's no game anymore.
Yeah. You know what? The interesting thing that happened also is that because when we navigate through our dream, because it's all a dream, um, the dream is a reflection of our vibrational offer. Okay. So once we address a certain vibration and we change our vibration, now when we go back into the conversation, we are now manifesting a version of that partner that is a different one because our vibration is changed. And so now we connect with a different partner.
Mm-hmm.
Time when our processing is really profound and deeply changing in us, we find ourselves with a completely different person now. And that's interesting. So, but you tap into a father that now doesn't react in that way, doesn't do what he was doing before you started the process, because by you changing your vibration, its role playing is not needed anymore.
Exactly.
And so now there is a different relationship.
So beautiful, isn't it? It's so empowering, I feel, because sometimes I don't know like, how can I help? It's like, help transforming this. This situation is changing the world. It's really giving the opportunity. We have every single day in our hands the opportunity to create the new world. It's if by just allowing and taking responsibility of our actions and consciously taking and discern in all the decisions. This discernment, I feel that's discernment. It's a constant things that happens in your daily life, and to be conscious. It's this discernment has to do with the conscious, not by reacting, but by consciously acting. And I feel like when the fear, like what I say, like when it's there, that's where you go and that's what I go and harmonize. That's what you go and do the recording, because otherwise you're just going to react. And when that is there, this is when discernment from the highest level of your soul, the deepest level of your soul, can happen.
And that's what his life is asking right now, to go back to that creative power that we've been gifted with, which I suspect it's particularly strong in species as humans. I think humans have a very particular power in their imagination and in their uniqueness, in their capability to be the creator. And life is asking now really to take responsibility, which means to understand that the dream in front of us in every given moment, instant, it constantly changed by how we vibrate, how we respond, how we from our vibrational offer. Immediately the movie in front of us adapt to what we exude as vibrational field. And once we understand that, first of all, the idea of victimhood is gone. There's no more possibility for us to feel victim, right? Because we understand that we are the creator of everything. And once we pass through the fear that creates, because many people are afraid of that, and then we really get into the game that is extraordinarily beautiful, because we are the magician now. We don't give power to anyone and anything. We decide everything.
Yes. So you also decide to be offended or not. I believe there's no way someone else can offend you. You decide if you get offended or not. Nobody can hurt you. You decide if you get hurt or not. We have that power of discernment to say, I allow to be hurt or not. And it doesn't mean that we don't go through the process. And again, those energies, because I say for me, all of that, we feel this vibration and it goes into your body. But that's why we consciously have ways of transforming. So then we act consciously.
Yeah.
It's so fun talking with you, Marco. Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's already an hour almost. It's gone.
You know what? This has nothing to do with the theme, but for me being funny, I don't know if you noticed, because last time I didn't, or when I did the sign, I didn't. It looks like, with the circle, the layout we have from things, it looks like the circle is the nose of a dog. And then it goes the one, the pink here, and the other one are the ears, and we are like the eyes, and then the...
It looks like you're a pair of glasses, actually.
Yes, with cool glasses, like from my point of view, from your point of view, which for me are at the same. We just use different words. We have the vibration is the same. A lot of our experience are the same. They just have different sauces, just to put it that way. But the vision is the same. But it's like a dog.
We switch position. One time you're the left one, I'm the right one. Sometimes you're female and male.
Exactly. Exactly. Because everything is oneness, right?
Yeah.
But I just say, because I just saw this, like, oh, it's like a dog.
No, it is. About dogs, I am growing such an amazing... I always love animal, but now they really... I don't know what's going on with me, but they really... My heart is just melt when I see a dog or any animal. My recognition, my level of recognition towards nature, which always been there, very, very powerful. But now it's almost overwhelming for me to... In a good way, I'm saying.
Yes.
It's such a miracle to be in front of a tree, to see a little dog. I mean, these dogs are they're doing such an amazing job right now. I mean, it's just unbelievable. My appreciation for the animal kingdom and the mineral kingdom and the vegetable kingdom, it's growing massively right now.
I agree with you. For me too. It's recognizing in all of these kingdoms you're talking about, really recognizing the whole cosmos and everything. Yeah. So it's like, oh, look at this line here. And hello, it's like, oh, you take a shiitake mushroom and looking at it. And it's like, oh, look at all these blends, like this appreciation of nature, of the stones, the crystals, and the animals has increased. Like you say, I've always loved it, always appreciate, I've always enjoyed going nature. That's been always my favorite. But right now, it got bigger. The sensations, the feeling of oneness is growing.
Yeah, also they are powerfully acting as our point of referral, because the madness out there, the delirium is growing massively right now. So when we commune with nature, we remember, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. This is real. Okay,
yes.
Out there, they are crazy right now. Okay, but this little dog that look at me, it reminds me really my essence. That's the role that they're playing. It's very, very important right now. So special.
Thank you to all of them. Yes. Yes, I have 2 companions. I have 2 cats, and they are just wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah, as soon as I have my own place, I will have a lot of animals, I suspect. Okay, so beautiful. I think we are getting very close to our end. I don't know if there is any question we need to answer, or anything that is going on in the chatting room. It doesn't seem like it.
No, it seems like the people are saying thank you, that they're going to try it out. A lot of, like this kind of icons.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
This
Really.
one too, you know. So more here.
Okay. Okay, very good. So again, another hour flow in a instant almost, and that was beautiful. It's a sign that we are vibrantly alive in these connections, and
Yes.
I appreciate you, Lily, and my time
Me
with
too.
you is really beautiful, and I'm looking forward to do this again 1 month
Yes.
from now.
Yes. I'll be on the other eye of the dog.
You're right. Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much and see you next time.
Okay. Mwah.